In this program, we said that we were going to tell you the story of a man and his friend. You've met the man, Tony Schwartz, and you've seen how he continues to fight the people who killed his friend. But that's only part of the story. The most remarkable part, the part that may really challenge your willingness to keep smoking, is what Ken and Tony did together to help people quit.
I would speak to Ken every day from the day he got sick. I spoke to him every day on the phone. And I told him I wanted to tape many of these calls, and he gave me permission to, and so forth. And even when he was sickest, he wanted to help. Listen.
Maybe I'll still be able to help you. And as each day gets stronger, my voice gets stronger.
Yeah.
If you want, I'll still help you with those commercials.
Oh, that'd be great.
You know? I mean, after all, I'm paying the price, so I might as well see if I can help somebody else.
One day, in one of our calls, he said this.
I'd like to do a commercial with you, Tony. Yeah.
All right, and then he continued on, and here's his straight words, and I'll tell you what happened with them.
I'd like to be able to say, you want to smoke? Go ahead. Go ahead. But damn it, go out and buy a lot of insurance. Because when you find out what the smoking did to you, and then you're going to die, and then all of a sudden you realize that your wife and your children might lose the house, that you don't have the money for college, that you don't have the money for a wedding for your daughter, that you don't know how they're going to support themselves. When you find out what you did, not to yourself, but what you did to them, what condition am I leaving them in?
Well, I made that into a commercial just that way, just saying, listen to a man who has, lung cancer from smoking, and then brought to you by, and I've gotten it run all over the United States. I entered it in the World Radio Festival. It won first place. The Daily News did a story on it. And I put that, and they put a telephone number in that I have downstairs. And I put that commercial on the telephone. I have 3 lines, and we were getting 3,600 calls a day from people. And that's the people got through, not the people who got a busy signal. And went on for several months.
A single phone call from Ken to Tony became a radio commercial, a message that gave hope and meaning to a man dying of lung cancer.
At an affair of 700 or 800 men, out of those 700 men, easily 200 men said that they called that number and have not had a cigarette since then. If we saved 200 people's lives, I'll tell you something. I'd do that commercial and any other commercial that you wanted me to do from now on.
Since Ken was a very respected police officer, I went to the police department and said I'd like to do something to get the police to stop smoking, to get his buddies to stop smoking. And we did this spot, which was run on all the police bands for several days. And an interesting thing, a Signal 30, which he refers to, is an armed robbery.
South Adam? Signal 30, a couple of minutes in the past at 35th and 8th.
Let's go.
Right now, I'm living under a death sentence. The doctors tell me that I have maybe 5 or 6 weeks to go because I have lung cancer caused by smoking. When was I smoking that cigarette? I was smoking it every time I went on a Signal 30. The danger wasn't in the fact that I responded to so many Signal 30s over a 19-year period. The danger that threatened my life as a policeman was sitting in that radio car and lighting up that cigarette. I'm 47 years old, and I'll never see 48. You face more danger with the 20 cigarettes that are in your pocket than any 6 bullets in somebody's gun. Cigarettes are a time bomb that you plant in your own life that explodes 20 or 30 years later. And you know something? You can stop it if you stop smoking now.
How did this spot affect the cops? Listen to this.
It was a very sobering message. I think it got to everybody at the point in his life where he knows he's going out of the picture. He's still trying to help us.
When somebody says you only have 5 weeks to live, you know, it makes you think a little.
Well, I think that some people, some of the police officers were a little stunned by it. They didn't expect it, and I think it made them, it makes them think twice about constantly lighting up that cigarette when you're sitting in that radio car.
Well, you know me, Tony. I don't have need. If I can help somebody, that's all I ever cared about. To do good for somebody else is all I've ever cared about. You asked me whether or not I'd be willing to do it, and I jumped at the chance. And from what I understand, from what you told me tonight, cops are already quitting. There's my payment right there. That makes it all worthwhile right there.
In conclusion, I want to just say 3 things. The first you'll not understand, and that's this. In the last 7 months, I'm supposed to have cancer. I'm supposed to be dying, and I'm going to tell you, I am the happiest man in the world. And I'm the happiest man for the first time because I've never been closer to my wife and to my daughter. I've never been closer to my brothers and my mother and father. I've never been closer to my God. I got a strange feeling that I just might fall into that 1/10 of the 1%. All right. But I couldn't get that feeling without you. I sat there as you lined up coming over to talk. I felt like the Godfather. What are you going to do? I almost wish I had a ring, you know. Well, I don't know if they were TV cameras or FBI cameras. I do know this. The second thing I want to say to you is that you, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, you and the people that I mentioned gave me courage when I was most alone. You gave me hope when I needed it. You gave me back the desire to fight when I had lost it. And the last thing I want to say is, they say that if a man has a single friend, that he's a rich man. You're wealthy, pal. Tonight, I am the wealthiest man in the world.